Welcome to another MazPlay video. This is MazMojito, and today we're going to be getting into a indie open world adventure game. We're playing Trail of Ayash. Let's get to it.
Blood and death were always part of life in these lands. But when the new foe emerged from the cold north, it would clash with the tribes in a war that would forever change life in this part of the world. Many tribes would be quickly subdued, conquered, scattered as seeds in the wind. Some turned to the only advantage they had. Fighting from the forests was brutal and devastating. So much that elders decided to make peace with the enemy. Minor autonomy for turning in you and your brothers at arms. Forced labor in the caverns of the mountains, till death was your fate. Or so you were thinking.
Hey, you, finding your way. Wildman soon will send us to the mines. I hope you're as strong as an ox. Otherwise, you will not survive that long. Don't you remember anything? Our war chief waged war against the Wildmen. But our braves stood no chance against their heavy infantry. So Gold Wonder's guard quickly subdued our tribe. The warriors like you and me waged war from the forests and shadows. But Great Spirit was cruel and snatched our victory like thieves in the night. We were betrayed. Our chieftain sold us in exchange for some autonomy. This is how we ended up in these frozen wastes. They're using us to mine more materials, with so much more day to make many spears. Most likely we will die here.
Enough talking, maggots. Time to work. Leave your cage at once and move to the mine. Move now. I told the cook to feed you a bit. You've just arrived here, and you already look like a dead body. Once you take your rations, you work until it's dark. Do you understand?
Alright, so we're just getting started here with getting familiar with the controls of the game. I played this game in demo mode before it kind of came out in early access. They made quite a bit of changes. It has the option of playing in both first person and third person. It can be a little wonky at times, but for the most part, it's
another one. Here, take this mushroom soup and some water.
It's not too bad. So we'll go through. We'll talk to the different characters here in the camp and make our way.
Go to the mine now. You don't want to make their braves anxious.
Make our way to the cave. This is kind of like a more of a tutorial kind of introduction to the game. That's why you start seeing all the little messages pop up on the left side about choices and about what buttons to push. I have not tried to play this with a controller. I think the support for the controller is kind of minimal, so I've been using keyboard and mouse, but the sensitivity settings are really high, so you really got to adjust that.
What do you want, Wanderer? I used to be a hairdresser in Gabesh, but now I'm stuck in this prison. I don't have much to do. Which haircut do you want?
Yeah, so this is new. This wasn't in it before, as far as the style, and not that I remember. So I guess they're giving you an option to change your hairstyle, your appearance. It seemed like majority of people here wear some kind of weird
I hope it makes you feel a little bit better.
skull mask or something like that. So you can't really see their face in full, especially the prison guards. All you see is their eyeballs, and at times the game kind of glitches out and you see a little bit more than you want to see as far as the eyeballs go.
They're watching us.
Almost like a skull, but I take it that the people that don't have masks are the prisoners, and the people that do have masks are the guards, or
Do not bother me.
or prisoners that are working for the guards.
Well, well, what do we have here? A new face in the work camp. I'm a simple peddler. I trade some goods here, should you need them.
Sure.
So that is new too. That was not in the demo as far as having a merchant there right sitting in the camp. But this is pretty much the interface when you're doing the selling. On the left side you have what you have, and on the right side you have what the merchant has available. So as you can see, the prisoners are in pretty bad shape. Yeah, it's freezing cold up in the mountain. Half of them are half dressed, so they're probably gonna, you know, not last long in this weather. Even the guards are kind of skimpily dressed too, so I'm surprised they're surviving this long. But it's basically a prisoner of war camp. They're having you mine metals and materials so that they can make weapons.
Finding nephrite is not easy. That's why you clear the rocks first.
Don't listen to that Troubledet. You need to use your strength to get to the nephrite.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the vibe you get
Will
here.
the work never end? Bother someone else.
Everybody pretty much says the same thing. So we're trying to make it to the cave. That's why the guy's following me. There is a crow here in the game, kind of like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You can go into like bird vision mode where you're a crow flying above the camp, and you can kind of scout out the areas, look for anything in particular interesting, but very Assassin's Creed like. But I guess in this case you just kind of use it more as a spy just to see what's ahead of you, look for any kind of quest markers. So we're gonna keep it moving. We'll talk to a couple of people on the way, and they all pretty much say the same thing: leave me alone, basically. And then we'll get in the cave and we'll continue the tutorial.
To be honest, at first, I didn't believe the rumors that they caught you banned. You should have listened to the chieftain. You wouldn't be caged like most of former braves here. After our chieftain decided to bring words of wisdom, not war, to the wild men from the north, I have become a hunter. I supply food for them and tribute as we promised after the fighting. Enough talking about the past. I remember that you were a pretty good hunter before the war.
We need to prepare for an invasion.
If you want,
should be
you
ours.
can try yourself on the
From
range.
tomorrow, we reduce rations for prisoners
Guards
and
shouldn't
increase
cause any
deliveries
problems
to
if
our
the
camps in
overseer
the
doesn't
south.
know.
Every
After
prisoner
all,
who stole
I
a
always give
single
them the
piece
best
of
meat
metal
I
will
can
not
find.
receive a ration for 1
It
week.
should be alright. Just don't tell the brave near the entrance to the cave. You can use my bow and arrows.
So using the bow and arrow is pretty easy. It's very much like Assassin's Creed style, over the shoulder. And yeah, this is just a little tutorial until you're done. Just a little practice, show you what to expect.
Try staying alive. I wish I could help you.
We need to prepare for an invasion. South should be ours. From tomorrow, we reduce rations for prisoners and increase deliveries to our camps in the south. Every prisoner who stole a single piece of metal will not receive a ration for 1 week. Bother someone else.
The Sun God is genuinely generous if he brings our foes to their knees. If you'll work till the dark, make sure to bring us a lot of ore. At the end of the day, I expect decent results.
We need to work now. We will meet together during the break.
As you can see, mine is pretty easy here. I mean, the ores usually pretty much stand out from the background. You only have to hit them once, so you're not sitting there hacking at them until they crumble. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. So just more to come, shows you what to expect in the future if you're starting to do some mining. And the good thing is that it outlines a lot of stuff that you can pick up, especially when you get in dark areas, and you can do that little vision, kind of like Small World or even Assassin's Creed, where you just kind of highlight things that are around you that are worth picking up.
Not now.
Will the work never end?
I think we can rest for a little. Yes, even the Sun God can't warm us in this cave. Many have fallen. Yes, we won't survive long in the mines. Many of our warriors blame you for getting us imprisoned. But how could you know that our chief would betray us? That's why I'll trust you again. If we stay here for long, we won't have any strength to escape. When I was working in the last tunnel, I noticed a small opening gap. There is a second part of the cave that might help us leave this place. We will die here anyway. We need to try it. We are not the only ones who are willing to escape the mines. We will need more braves if we wish to escape. Many of our braves are afraid. Bring words of wisdom to convince them. I think a Sanok can't stand the mine any longer. He used to cook in our warband, and he could come in handy. We could also use the help of Onove. He's built like a bear and could help us with shattering the stones separating us from freedom. The third one is named Quetzal. He was a medicine man previously. If we get sick, his help will be invaluable. And Bad Wuji, one of the warriors that fought with us side by side, but it'll be hard to convince him. He blames everything on you, but maybe you'll be able to explain to him that our chieftain is the one to blame. They'll probably enter the cave soon. Better go and have a word with them.
Ayash, I finally sent you to the mines. We wouldn't be here if not for your folly. You remember me, right? I am Honovi. Asalak got beaten up for refusing to work. This trade inwards now ends. If we continue, we will share the fate of Asalak. You shouldn't talk so loud. I didn't agree to anything yet. Behind this wall, there must be another cave which will lead us somewhere. But if the cave turns out to be just another corridor without an exit, we will be doomed. I have experience with work like this. I have to deliver the guards plenty of resources today. Otherwise, they'll suspect me of something. I need you to create extension for my pickaxe. the same time, I'll soften the wall with my old tool. Return to me with the fixed pickaxe. Also be on the lookout for guards. You wouldn't want them to spot a gap.
Alright, so Hanovi looks a lot different. In the original demo versions, he looked totally, the character model was totally different. So this is kind of gives you an idea of how the crafting menu works. You have your ingredients at the bottom, and you have the item that you're going to be making at the top. Interesting that this is a pickaxe, but the icon looks like an axe.
Finish softening up the wall. Now, Great Spirit willing, it will help us during our escape. It appears that your intentions are honest. In this case, you need to speak with Quetzal. He used to be a medicine man and worked with shamans in the past. He's probably entering the cave as we speak. Have a word with him.
Greetings, warrior. How can I help you?
Alright, this model looks a little bit different, but the same. The eyes are different.
Has he spoken with you already? I did speak with the rest of the Braves, but I did not want to anger wild warriors. If they catch a whiff of this plan, no one will leave this place alive. I wish I could, and maybe I would put my life on the line, but I can't leave our wounded Braves in this wasteland without medicine. I'm quite tired of the work, and I can't even use one of the scrolls I wrote with charcoal on this rock. I want you to take the spell to the wounded and pray to the Great Spirit to remove the sickness. Remember that once you use the spell painted on the rock, it's gone and can't be used again until you find a new one. You use your dream catcher with my spell. Your ancestors have been doing this for ages. If they stop you, tell them that I sent you to heal some of the workers that have fallen sick. Don't disappoint me. I will wait for you here.
Okay, so just as the last guy Hanovi showed you how to use the crafting menu, this actual character is going to send you on kind of a task that shows you how to use, I guess you could say, the spell or the magic menu.
Where do you think you're going? I said that you work till the dark. I have seen you talking with prisoners as well. It's no place for chatter. And now you're trying to leave the mine. You better have some good excuse. You're testing my patience. But if the medicine man helps him out, we will have more workforce. So I'll allow this one last time, but remember, I expect much resources at the end of this day.
So in the demo, I kind of struggle with that. I don't know if it was effective or not, because it doesn't give you kind of any indication whether the spell worked or if you hit the person or not. So I assume that everything's good because it gave us the message to return to Quetzal. So we're going to go talk to him and continue the story.
Finally, you are back. Did the spell work? Yes, using Dreamcatcher to cast spells often drains your willpower. Now let's hope that the brave will return to proper health. As for my aid, let's hope the sun god will give us fortune during our escape. I will help you.
You again. I hope to never see your cowardly spirit ever again. I never expected you to surrender. I trusted you to avenge our ancestors and not to shame their spirits. You'll need to redeem yourself as the chieftain's brave if you want to regain my respect. Wild tribesmen are organizing a pit fight tonight. Sign up and bring a proud victory to our people. But before you go, they have released Asalok. He's badly beaten, but he wishes to speak with you.
Okay, so they also changed the character model for that person I just talked to. He looked totally different in the demo. So we're going to keep it moving and just keep pressing on with this tutorial.
Yes, they're not feeding us enough. Sadly, the guards want to keep us weak so we cannot escape. I have one idea that could help us survive a little bit longer. Times are tough. We could try to make a rat soup. We have an option to starve as well. As you have already seen, I'm pretty wounded. You'll have to cook it yourself. Bring me 3 rations of this recipe.
Okay, so this little task is the same, but the character is a little bit different. I think they forgot to put the eyes in that guy because there's no whites of eyes in his mask. But at any rate, you do have to capture the rats, and it's going to teach you how to cook food in the game. It's very similar to crafting, but I guess rat soup is better than starving, as that guy said.
You don't have a soups with you. We are all waiting for you. Great. We will need some provisions to survive the travel. He did speak words of wisdom. Let's hope we succeed, or otherwise it's the butcher's axe for us. You will have a fight tonight. While they were beating me, I stole 2 health potions. Please take them. It might help you win this. You need to notify Shift Manager that you will fight tonight. He will give you some time to rest before.
Alright, so now we got full health, as you can see in the upper left. It was a little bit lower before. And now we're going to be prepared to continue this story here and do what the guy told us to do, which is replace him in the pit fight.
You, Craven, you fought like brigand in the forest, feasting on mushrooms, while I fought like a man in a line battle. You'll fight to the death in the pit.
The mouths don't move on the characters, I noticed, but maybe that'll be something they fix in the future. They have the same kind of like body reactions or motions. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and put a bookmark in the video. When we come back in the next episode, we're going to be doing the pit fight. And after you do the pit fight, I think that kind of leads to the great escape, if you will. And, you know, we'll continue the story from there. So at this point, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps. And we will see you in the next video.